name is Nadine and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is part 2 of the How to Crochet for Absolute Beginners series, where you will learn how to crochet the first basic stitch, the single crochet. Feel free to visit the blog post listed in the description box below for a full picture tutorial as well. So without further ado, let's get started. So as we've learned in the previous video, we need to start off with a chain. We're going to make our slip knot and we're going to connect it to our hook. Now we need to make a chain of 21. So that's 1, yarn over, pull through, 2, yarn over, pull through, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to continue until we have 21 chains on our hook. So keep an eye out on how I hold the chain between my middle finger and my thumb. This is how you're going to hold your entire piece of work between your fingers. So just make sure to do that. To begin, you're going to skip the first chain and insert your hook into the second chain. Insert your hook, yarn over, and pull through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook, and that's your first single crochet. So grab a stitch marker and place it into the first single crochet. This will help you maintain nice and straight edges and will also help you to see where your first single crochet is of every row. Moving on to the next single crochet, you're going to do the same method down the entire row. Insert your hook into the next chain and you're doing the same again. We're going to yarn over, pull through the chain, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through both loops on the hook. Continue doing this method down the entire chain and I'll meet you back when we have 20 single crochets on this first row. There you have your first row of single crochets. We're going to move on to row 2 just now. Before we do, I'm just going to show you how to chain 1 and to turn your work as well. So let's go on to row 2. So for row 2, you are going to chain 1 and then you're going to turn your work. The reason that we chain 1 is to reach the height of the single crochet, and the reason that we turn our work is so that we can continue on from right to left, and if you are left-handed you're going to go from left to right, and every time you turn you're going to turn onto the same direction. And you will be placing your hook into the first stitch here. So let's go. So you're going to now insert your hook into this little hole there and catch both loops on the hook. So now yarn over, pull through the stitch, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through both loops on the hook. Again, grab a stitch marker and place it into this first single crochet of the row. So continue on to our second stitch. We're going to repeat this process for the entire row. And I'll meet you back when we reach the last stitch. So here's our last stitch. You're going to remove the stitch marker and then we're going to insert our last single crochet into this stitch. So insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And that's your second row of single crochets. Good job! So the next steps are going to be exactly the same as row 2. You are going to chain 1, turn your work, and single crochet into every single stitch until you reach the next stitch marker, and then again repeat that process all over again. Just pausing here because I forgot to place a stitch marker in the first single crochet, so please remember to do that. Back to the video. I am going to make 10 rows for this swatch. You are more than welcome to make more if you'd like. You can pause the video right here and just single crochet until you feel you got this. So I'm now finished with making my 10 rows of single crochet. I just want to show you how to count your rows. And it's pretty easy. The row here at the bottom is the foundation row. It has these little twists. We're not counting that row. We start at the just on top of it. That's the row 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6 and 7 and 8. So this is how we count our rows. So we've got there 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. But I just want to talk to you about your swatches and also your projects. This is how we're going to see the front and the back of our work, as by looking at our foundation chain. You will see the front always has these little twists and the back has these little bumps where the twists form in the front. So this is the back with the bumps, and this is the front with the twists. Okay doke, so to finish off our work we're going to chain 1, and then you are gonna cut off a piece of your yarn, and now you're going to pull that tail through the chain 1 and pull it as tightly as possible. Okay, so everything is finished off now. We have 2 tails to weave in. So grab your darning needle and we can start to weave in these tail ends. Okay dokes, we have our darning needle. Now you are going to weave in this tail into the darning needle. Like this, if it wants to work with us, okay. And now weave in this tail in between the stitches. You're going to go into the stitches and then you're going to go back the same way again. And then you can also move down a row and weave in that way. This is just to make sure that all of the tails are nice and secure in your work and they don't come loose when you wash it or when you use the project. You don't want any tails to come out of your project, especially if you give it to someone else. This just makes your work look more finished off and more polished. So yeah, you just continue to weave in this end, going back again the way you came in, and then I am going to go down on a row, weaving it into the last stitch. Now I'm going to grab my scissors and I'm going to cut as close as possible to the project, not cutting the project of course, and you're going to wiggle it until the yarn tail disappears into the work. So repeat the process with this end as well, and then I will meet you back when we are finished. So now that we are done with our little single crochet square, you can use it for anything, or you can just keep it like this. And you can practice the single crochet as much as you want until you feel comfortable enough with it. But until then, we are going to go on to the next video, and we're going to crochet the half double crochet. See you there. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.